And we're up here. I got your thing, girlfriend. Will that medicine cure Amphi? No. Please don't be offended. Amphi will not take anything from anyone but me. How are you feeling? Oh, I'm so relieved. This is just so wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. I will return to the gym. Another thing that just kind of hit me is the fact that a huge difference between Silver and the other, I guess we'll say, rivals in the game, is that Silver doesn't care about the gyms or gym leaders. Like, you can see him interacting with Jasmine, but that's the only time in the entire game that he ever has any interaction with a gym leader at all. He doesn't really specify the fact that he's out to fight the gym leaders or anything like that. He just kind of shows up here and that's it. You don't really get any other indication that he's even fighting any of them or trying to become the champion. He just wants to be the best and he wants to knock you out. But that doesn't mean he's doing the gym badges or anything like that. As to where with Blue, you kind of get that indication. You get the indication with, I think his name is Hao. You get the indication with Brendan, so on and so forth. Charon. I think Wally was... I don't know what the hell was wrong with Wally, but I swear that kid was like supposed to be symbolizing kids with mental disabilities. Anyway, there's absolutely no one here, so we just go straight into fighting her. And do I... well, sorry, Stone Tower, you're going to be sitting out of this one, too. We can try. Thank you for your help at the lighthouse. But this is different. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Jasmine, a gym leader. I use the Steel type. Do you know about the Steel type? It's a type that was only recently discovered. They just looked at a Magnemite and said, you know, maybe this thing's made of steel. I'm not quite sure, but I'm getting that feeling. May I begin? I mean, if she sends out another well, we don't really have a choice. We can't exactly let Pokeslow do that. Yeah, that is the one thing to note that's kind of interesting about Gen 2 as well, introducing Steel and Dark types, is the fact that you get a Gen 1 Steel type, but you don't get any Gen 1 Dark types until they introduce Mega Evolutions, and then Gyarados gets it. And then basically all of the Alolan forms are Dark type Pokemon because, I don't know, they just felt like it. Alright, we'll go ahead and give Gygus a shot. If it weren't for the... Yeah, and see, it's a level 30, so she's stronger than us too. And you see how there was no delay between any of it, so you have to go back to back like that, which, you know, furthers the reason why I did things the way I did, because... Fuck you. Stop kicking my ass. I'm trying to be considerate, let the little guys catch up, and you're just fucking it up. If we can live long enough to see her... Oh, okay, we're not going to. Never mind. I was going to say, if we can live long enough to see her big threat, I'll sacrifice Gygus so we can put down a curse. But we don't really have a fucking choice now, do we? She's already killed 2 of us, and we've barely laid a hit on her. Because we tried to be considerate, and tried to cover our own ass. And in terms of covering our own ass, we just suffered for it. Now you gotta pay! Who's next? Steelix. See, we can try and let Pokeslow handle it. Steelix is her main thing, so, you know, if Gygus had been able to take out the Magnemite, I would have put a curse on Steelix. And that thing's a level 35. So again, imagine doing this with Pokemon that are level 24, 25. It's a bad idea. But I like Steelix. Steelix is one of my favorites. That's no secret at all. As a matter of fact, I'm actually wearing my Jasmine Steelix shirt right now. It was at the top of my pile. But the thing about her Steelix, though, is she'll... I don't remember if the Steelix knows Sunny Day, but that's kind of like a way to counter out on using water types against it, which obviously that didn't work. But yeah, that's her way of countering that, which, I mean, it makes her more immune to fire, but the thing is, with Steelix being a ground type, it's more likely to, you know, it can earthquake and then just kill it. So, yeah, it's a pretty nice sound strategy that girlfriend came up with. Anyways, just go fire punch this nerd, knock him out, and that's it. Short, sweet, simple gym. I don't know if the two are going to be in one video. That'd be crazy. I assume the fighting gym's going to be a video on its own, but now I'm not sure how this one's going to work out. You're better than me in both skill and in kindness. In accordance to the league rules, I confer upon you this badge. And money. Raises Pokemon's defense. Go figure. Please take this too. I think that's Iron Tail. Yep. Oh, that's it. Shouldn't have anything else nifty to say. Just teach it Iron Tail. That's it. And here's the other thing that's like kind of crazy in comparison to other Pokemon games is the fact that this thing is paced so differently. So right now we're at Gym 7. And our Pokemon aren't even level 30 yet. That's also what's really crazy and trippy to consider. This game's pacing is fucking weird. So we're going to be fighting like the Elite Four with like level 40s and stuff. It's really kind of weird. I think like 45. I don't know. It's so crazy how they did this game. Anyway, we can put you right there. Yet again, Stone Tower is probably not going to be the MVP of this next area, but yeah, we can already just jump into Mahogany Gym since we've done Lake of Rage, we've done the underground area, there's nothing else for us to do in Mahogany Town, we've explored everything. Let's knock out the gym. Which, it's ice and ice physics, but I'm going to deliberately go out of my way to fight all these nerds. So, that's where it's, like, weird because, you know, Stone Tower can be ice, but a lot of the ices are also water types. And you see this guy's a level 24, so it's strange. It's just so weird how they did this game. Alright, let's try that again. See, I've never been a huge fan of Thunder, which is why I usually side with Thunderbolt, because I feel like Thunder, like, it's so weird, but whenever I'd use Thunder in, like, Stadium, it's like 100% accuracy, like, it hardly ever missed, but any time in games like this, it has such a hard time, and it blows my fucking mind. That's not the funnel I wanted to open, this one is. No, I don't want to switch, I thought I already said no. You know, not exactly always paying the most attention. Here's something, because ice, snow, winter. There you go. We'll play off this theme here. One of my favorite things with my family was, I think it was like last year. My parents, you know, because it's just the way they are. They're like, yeah, you don't gotta get us any Christmas presents, and I was like, yeah, I do, because if I buy you guys a bunch of cool stuff, guess who's gonna get it back when you guys die? My mom just busted out laughing, and my dad like sat there with this smirk on his face, and he's like, that clever fucker. And he's like, well, guess who's not gonna be on my will then? But I just love playing that little joke right there. It's like the crude humor in it. I mean, we're gonna let Stone Sour try and do what he can. I'm just not gonna exactly be surprised. But yeah, and that's the other weird thing is like with Pokemon games, just because it's like a level 24, that doesn't mean it's got 4 moves. This seal might not even have a water type move on it at all. We might just have Aurora Beam and that's about it. It's kinda weird. And I can say that because just playing the Ultra Moon here. I've reached post game, and then there's a boss fight that's like a multi-battle, and then one of the dudes has like a level 63 grass Pokemon that only has 2 moves. So it got to the point where he ended up having to use struggle because the fight was going on that long, and I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, I learned. I was like, oh, look at that. He didn't exactly think this all the way through. But like, they design it that way to try and make it easier on you too. So that's also why, like, it's a weird challenge thing. Like, it hurt a lot. I'm pretty sure Dugong, I don't remember if it's Waterstone or Evolution or Level Up. Dugong's always been a weird one for me to try. I think it evolves at like level 33 or 32 or something like that. So they give it to you to like be as a challenge, but they don't make it the same way that they make the others. So I don't know. But they do that to try and balance it. I also, as you probably saw in editing, I realized that the joke that me criticizing people with their like Pokemon that shouldn't be evolved yet when I caught a level 14 Magmar. I don't know how they like let that thing slide, but I'm totally okay with it. Really, all I care is that Stone Sour doesn't fall behind. That's about it. So if we can get him up to 28, I don't care who fights the next few battles. But also, in regards to phones, so I have this conspiracy theory that there's like this secret. Oh, this is perfect for him. This secret little chip that they put into phones that basically makes it so it doesn't last more than a couple years, a year, 2 years. People have apparently speculated the same thing with Apple as well, that like after a certain version comes out, like the older ones just stop working. And I believe that. And like, it annoys me though, because it's like, oh yeah, it's a marketing strategy, you know? If we build you one that lasts forever, then you're not, you know, all the money goes away. I'm like, that's not entirely the truth though. Like, look at me, I'm playing this 20-year-old game, for fuck's sake. That's the other thing that, like, annoys me. I think if Nintendo made a phone, it'd basically be the Nokia phone that is not possible to break. But while we're playing off Nintendo jokes here, it would probably get used for like a few months and then people would stop using it. Because that's the trend with the Nintendo apps. It's like people are like, wow, this is really fun, and then like a month passes and no one's playing it anymore. It's just really funny. Swinub's one I never really liked before, but I gotta say, ooh, Rock Slide, perfect. With the inclusion, which also, you know, helped me change my mind about Gen 4, Mamoswine, I like a lot. I don't know, it's always been the design of Swinub that I just always felt looked really weird. I don't know, something about it always bothered me. But going on about phone conspiracies, yeah, I'm convinced those things. Oh, I'm frozen! Well, I don't want that. If only I had that Ice Berry. I'm convinced that they self-destruct. However, I had this thing. It was like a security thing, and I basically just said fuck it, because every time it felt like I had cleaned up, like it told me, it's like, yeah, boost your phone, clean the junk. I would do that, and then like 5 minutes would pass, and it would be in the same problem it was. So I just uninstalled it, and ever since, my phone's been working a lot better, and I figured that's because it's been gargling all that damn RAM. So now my phone's working a lot better, but I still, you know, factual that phones are self-sabotaging. But it's also kind of annoying that literally a Game Boy can survive an explosion and still play. But I can't get a phone that works worth a shit. I don't remember if it's, I guess it is water and ice, but I thought it was just pure water until it evolved, or maybe that's Seal. And here's another thing, cause I thought about it. Like, someone said, I remember people making jokes like, yeah, I mean, obviously not anymore. Back in the 90s, it was funnier because TVs were a lot different. They're like, wow, you could drop a TV on an N64 and it'd be fine. Like, you got those little jokes. And it's like, yeah, the Xbox can't survive anything, the PlayStation can't survive anything, they're so fragile, but like, you can drop, you know, you can drop a 3DS out of a fucking window and it'll still play fine. The fun thing about that is I forgot all about this, but one day it just kind of like kicked in my head. We had one of those giant box TVs, and we had this fat friend, and he like leaned, and it was a really poorly built entertainment system. So the TV's on top of the entertainment system, below that's the N64. He leaned against the TV, you know, trying to pose, look cool. And the fucking entertainment system broke out from underneath, so it folded and the TV landed basically smack down on top of the N64. That thing still fucking plays with no problem. That's still the N64 my brother has, and it works without any issue. So I've legitimately had a TV fall on an N64 and the damn thing wasn't broken. The entertainment system was broken, but the N64 is fine. And it's funnier because it's funny to know that a fat kid leaning into it is what broke it as well, because there's just so many jokes to make with that. But I forgot all about that until recently. I was like, oh yeah, that happened. That happened, what year was it, like 2009? So that happened a while ago, and it still functions fine. Alright, well, you're not exactly holding up too well, but it doesn't matter. You're all caught up now. You're not going to be doing too hot, so I'm going to move you out with Giygas real quick, because I know for a fact it doesn't matter which way I do it. We got plenty of people that can fight, just not you. I think that's everybody. Because we got the two to the sides, these two, and then that guy, so that's it. So I'm going to go heal, and then I guess we're going to go fight Pryce. Alright, let me see if I can figure out how to do this, because it's pretty simple. I caught myself. You just need to go right here, and that's it. So boom. All you need to do is make sure you can get to this tile, and you can only get to this tile from this one, and then you can get from this one to this one. So as long as you're diagonal from him, all you gotta do is go down, left, up, and that's it. And there's a million different ways to get to that one tile as well, so it's not super hard. I barely even tried. But anyway, old fogey time. Pokemon have many experiences in their lives just like we do. I too have seen and suffered much in my life. Since I am your elder, let me show you what I mean. I have been with Pokemon since before you were born. I do not lose easily. I, Pryce, the Winter Trainer, shall demonstrate my power. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like that little sprite of him just because it really shows how old he is. But in Stadium 2, it gives him kind of like a younger look, so I'm more used to that look opposed to what he has right there. But here's a thing that's kind of noteworthy is Mahogany Town City is apparently it's the only town, city, whatever the fuck, I don't even remember, that does not have a bunch of snowfall around it and is an ice-type gym. Apparently the other generations kind of shove that down your face, as to where this one doesn't. And I didn't know that because I kind of missed out on Gen 4, 5, and 6 in my life. I mean, I guess if you want to count 6, I wouldn't count 6 because I didn't play a Gen 6 game. I just played Omega Ruby, which was Gen 6-ish. So yeah, that kind of is a thing. And there's also, I think, Azalea, because I'm pretty sure is a town, which, like, this is the kind of random trivia that literally no one in the world would ever care about. But apparently it's the first gym to have a gym that's a town. All the others are cities. That's the first one. Literally, who the fuck cares about that? I don't know, but they felt it was worth putting on the Bulbapedia, so I guess there's that for you. Yeah, and I was thinking about it, I was like, Celadon, Viridian, like, I was trying to, like, think, and I was like, yep. Oh, I think that, shit, that was the wrong move. I think the exclusion is Cinnabar Island, but Cinnabar Island's not really a town or city, I guess, I don't know. But they mentioned Cinnabar, but still, look at the little pile of swines, level 31, he's still a higher level than me. Granted, he's weaker than Jasmine, but stronger than Chuck. I don't fucking get it, this game's just really weird. Everyone was basically a seal or a dugong, really. That's the other thing that kind of sucks about the earlier generations is, like, they try and make, like, gym leaders or Elite Four members based off of, like, Ice, Dark, Ghost, Steel. And the problem is there's just such a shortage as to where now you can do it, and it's super easy. Hell, even fairy types had a much, obviously, because they kind of had 600 others to work off of, they had a much easier time getting introduced. Because you got a whole bunch of generations that basically switched over. I'm impressed by your prowess. With your strong will, I know you will overcome all life's obstacles. You are worthy of this badge. A badge reaches the special stats of Pokemon. It also lets you use Whirlpool outside to get across real whirlpools. Not those fake whirlpools. And this is from a gift from me. That's Icy Wind. It inflicts damage and lowers speed. It demonstrates the harshness of winter. So that is true in the sense that every single time you use Icy Wind, it will lower speed. It is not optional, it was a guarantee. That is one of the first moves, I think, to do that. I can't think of anything else. Ah, I'm trapped! Alright, I'm better.